Alright guys, so today was the day I got this thing finally out of the garage, moving under its own power. Made some discoveries, but overall I'm pretty satisfied with it. As you see, I found those fittings for the transmission cooling lines for in and out, but this was just kind of like a last minute kind of thing. I went down to Ace Hardware, found some fittings that would work, but I'm gonna do some homework. I'm gonna find something that'll fit better, so it's not sticking out so far. That side's a little close, but it works. So what else? Oh, I think the last video I did, I left off. I was in the middle of trying to hook up the upper radiator hose, and I've got my temperature switch set up, so it's a 180-degree switch, and so when the new fans come in, well, singular, when the new fan comes in, I can get that hooked up. The fan that came with this was a 16-inch, and it would have been perfect, except I didn't really have that in mind when I put in this radiator support across the top. I didn't leave myself enough room to fit a 16-inch fan down there, so I thought two 10-inch fans would fit in there. So I ordered two of these little 10-inch fans, and oddly, they're just slightly too big. When you set them side by side, they're about, I don't know, like a half to a quarter inch too big to fit in here. I mean, they'll fit in here, they just don't sit flush against the radiator like it's supposed to. The key to it is you want to sit it, have them sitting flush, otherwise air is going to want to escape, the easiest route. So you want to have the fans up against the radiator so it forces the air through the fans. For a pusher, same with a puller, really. I don't have really enough room for a puller fan in here. I thought about going with like the old school flex fan that fits right on the pulley. It's still an option, I think, but I'd rather have the electric fans. Or anyway, back to the electric fans. Those the two 10-inch fans won't fit in there, so I ordered a 14-inch fan. A 14-inch fan will fit in there perfectly. It'll just be the one singular fan, which is all I really need. That is a 3-core radiator, so it's not going to get too crazy hot. And I really don't plan on beating this car up that bad. This is going to just be a cruiser. It's not going to go to the drag strip or anything. Just go to some car shows, to and from work maybe. Take some miles off the Audi, since that thing's become a royal pain in my ass. An expensive one at that. She is leaking a little bit of transmission fluid. Not entirely sure where it was coming from. I'm left to assume there's a big puddle right there. It's right where the fittings are for the cooling line. So I have to get up under there and dig around. But one thing I noticed was she started locking up on me a little bit when I was backing her up. And in my little earlier video, that is not right. I gassed it a little bit, and it was enough torque, it actually busted all of my welds on the spring perch, and it let the rear axle rotate backwards or up. So that's not good. So what I've got to do is you really want to leave the car on its axle. Like you want the weight on the axle, then you have to readjust that pinion angle. I have to bring that down. In fact, it actually has to be like a negative, I think 3 degree negative degrees. And then I'm gonna have to figure something out because the welder I've got doesn't have enough amperage to get a solid weld on that. That needs to be like stick welded. So I'm gonna have to find somebody maybe to come out here and hit that with a stick welder so it doesn't do that again. Other than that, I set the timing. She purrs like a kitten now. Trying to think of what else is going on. Some of you guys were following. I did some repairs on the hood here. Still got a little bit more work to do. I gotta try to bang this in a little bit, form it, and then I'm gonna maybe fold this corner up inside here and then weld it, so it'll be a nice little corner there. And then I'm gonna replace all this. It's all gonna be a new piece, and then of course I gotta do the same exact thing with this side, but I'm not all that worried about it right now. I'm just glad I finally got the car running, moving under its own power. Replaced the brake switch last night, and then found all sorts of weird electrical issues. When you hit the brakes now, the parking light comes on and the turn signal indicator on the dash turns on. So I'm getting power bleeding back through my turn signal, so not entirely too sure what's going on there. Started pulling some wires out. Honestly, I hate wiring. What I'd like to do is I'd like to have the entire car rewired, because in actuality there's no need for the voltage regulator on there anymore. That was for like the 6 volts, but now I'm running 12 volt system now. So we'll see. I'm not sure what the next step is really. I'm just waiting for that fan to come in tomorrow, and once that's installed, I'll probably sell these. And to be quite honest, I might actually make a little profit off of selling these. I paid, I think, $30 for the pair, and honestly, I think I can sell these for $20 a piece. I had that 16-inch fan. I sold that for $20 like the next day. Apparently they're in high demand. Easy flip.